Hello, dear ones. Hello, family. You're at home with Jim and Joy. It's a great blessing to be with you this day. Obviously, Joy is not here with us. As I shared on Monday, she's recuperating from a successful surgery. So we ask for your continued prayers, and Lord willing, she'll be with us next week. God's blessings on you, those who may have had surgery or are sick in any way. Pray that you're getting a good outcome, as Joy is getting a good outcome. And if not, we know that the Lord Jesus Christ will sustain, bless, and keep you. It's so good to know, and we always say it, but it's really a reality, that we're family, that we're all a part of the EWTN family in the midst of our joys and in the midst of our sorrows. Feel free to send us an email during this show today, jimandjoy@ewtn.com, jimandjoy@ewtn.com. It's a great blessing for me. I wish Joy was here to interview David and Debbie Cowden. They're the authors of the prayer book for tired parents, Practical Ways to Grow in the Love of God and Get Your Family to Heaven. It's available for pre-order at ewtnrc.com. Debbie is the Senior Digital Media Specialist here at EWTN. She was the first producer that we had for At Home with Jim and Joy some years back. And Joy and I just fell in love with Debbie. And even though I think that was her first kind of job here, or first being a producer for our show, she was just absolutely incredible. And it was like she had been a producer all the days of her life or something. So it's just wonderful. And then she wasn't married at that time. Dave came along, and Gianna, 2 other children. And so it's just, we have a special love for them and just so proud of them and their writing of this book, the prayer book for tired parents. I want to say a word with 17 grandchildren and 9 with the Lord who were miscarried. You always have birthdays. And so I wanted to mention several birthdays that we just recently had. And so the first one is Precious James Pinto, named after me. I love that guy. And he's just a beautiful, beautiful young man. He's 8 years old and just very bright guy, beloved by his parents, Wes and Shannon. And a good little athlete, really knows the games of baseball and basketball, and just has such a sense, of the game and what to do when. So he's a beautiful, beautiful guy. And then we have Isabella. Isabella is our first grandchild. Isabella's 22 years old now, and she is just outstanding academically and athletically, and a very devoted Christian, a young woman who shares her faith, Isabella. And she kind of introduced me and Joy into being grandparents. And I always remember with Isabella, when we first heard that Becky had conceived our daughter-in-law, and praying for our first grandchild in the womb. I didn't realize, it felt like being a parent again. I know we're not the parent, they're the parents. But the concern, the burden, the health, the well-being. And I said to Joy, I can't believe I feel like this. I feel like, it's just so responsible. So Isabella really taught me a lot. And then we have Josiah. So Josiah is one of the 8 children of Rebecca and Nate. Josiah Wright, Isabella Pinto, and James Pinto. But Josiah is just a beautiful, beautiful 6-year-old. And great personality, very verbal, really conducts an audience, sings, dresses in different cowboy outfits, police officer, whatever he does. A very, very special young guy, and really establishing his place among the 8 children. James, Isabella, and Josiah. When I visit with my grandkids, I say to Joy, you know what, Joy? If I died tonight, I got to see these grandkids, to look into their faces, and that's the best thing of life, marriage and family. So we're going to hear more about that with the Cowdens, the prayer book for tired parents. We'll be right back. Plenty more to come. Don't go away. Welcome back. What a wonderful time we're going to have today. We have David and Debbie Cowden, authors of the prayer book for tired parents, Practical Ways to Grow in Love of God and Get Your Family to Heaven. Available for pre-order now go to ewtnrc.com. And Debbie, as I said earlier, is the digital media specialist at EWTN, does a great job with that and really assists with At Home with Jim and Joy. We get our question out each week. You put that up there, we get great responses. So it's wonderful to be with you both. Seems like the years are really going by since we first met, and now you're authors and parents of 3 beautiful children. Just share a little bit, anything you want to share, just about yourselves personally, or how you met and where you are now.
Sure. Well, we met back in college. In fact, I was working as an RA at the front desk of the residence hall that I lived in. And at one point, Dave, who I didn't know at the time, had come to the front desk to ask a question, asking for advice on dating another girl.
Really? Wow.
Just a really great, wholesome Catholic girl, and I was really excited for them because I was like, yeah, she's a great young lady. He was having a nice conversation with my friend, and when he left the front desk, I turned to my friend and I said, whoever ends up with that man is a lucky woman. A year later, at the same spot, he asked me to go on a date with him. And he didn't say, do you want to hang out? Do you want to go get coffee? He said, would you like to go on a casual date with me? And then from that point on, it's just, God has rolled out the red carpet for us when it comes to grace and being with each other and growing in love together. And he was actually with me when I got the call from EWTN that they'd like to interview me when I was in college. And so he's been with me as I've been working at EWTN from the very beginning.
Amazing.
And now in this next chapter of our lives, we have 3 children, 6, almost 4, and 2. And we're getting to experience all the joys and sorrows of life in a new way as parents. And what really inspired us to write this book and to be where we are now is that we realized that we were having struggles as parents because there are some big adjustments that you go through. And talking to other Catholic friends who have young children, we realized they were having those same issues. And then we started to realize the more we looked that this was a universal problem among young parents in particular, that there's a missing piece to connecting faith and family life and really fusing the two together.
Yeah.
And so that's what inspired this book, and it's a blessing to be with you today because you've been a model for us this whole time of marriage and life and family.
Well, love you both and the children, and thrilled about the book. So it was a wonderful, wonderful read. The prayer book for tired parents. And so, I mean, you should be tired enough with the children, but you write a book that, it's over 300 pages or whatever it is. I don't know how you managed to do that. So Dave, just share with us why this book, why this title, Prayer Book for Tired Parents, and that you felt so motivated. You know, what's motivating you to do this in the midst of all you have to do? You know, supporting your family, working, both of you, but you felt it really critical. I mean, it would be enough if you got the message, how prayer is so central, and the love of God's central to what happens. But why the passion for this?
Yeah, I think we just recognized how we had such a need in our life to even just grow in our faith, to learn to teach our kids how to pray, right? To to set a better example for them in our marriage and in our prayer life. And we recognized that it's not just us, right? It's everybody. And we wanted to create something that was practical, right? For the tired parent who doesn't have a lot of time to sit down and read a huge book.
But 350 pages.
Yeah, but we wanted to, it's a simple read by design, right? It's not difficult to get through it. It has a lot of open-ended sections and for reflection. The point of the book was to be something that a parent can sit down with their spouse, they can read small sections, they can pray, reflect together, they can journal, they can see where they're at. And our goal was that we didn't want it to be a read that somebody would, put on a shelf after reading it. It's just, it's a good book, but we're done. And we wanted it to be a manual of sorts, a resource that they can go to again and again, 6 months to a year, revisit those questions that they responded to a journaling question about, okay, where are we at now? Where are we at in our faith? Are we teaching our kids? That kind of thing.
Yeah, it's really interesting, just kind of a phrase that came to me. It's a real weapon for the warfare. This is. Because, prayer is what this is essential here. I don't think we really grasp the importance of intimacy with God through prayer and the power of that in a couple, the power that God looses the wife to the husband and the husband to the wife and the parents to the children. And this book, I mean, there's a lot of personal sharing and testimony. You get to know the Cowdens, your journey, and so on. So all that's there. But then, like you said, this is a manual. This is a prayer book. This is an action. And you have prayers of saints. You have the traditional prayers of the church. You teach on spontaneous prayer. And, you know, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they're mighty for the tearing down of strongholds. So those are the elements. But you're giving the elements in this. You're saying, I want to equip you. There's armor here. So you were saying, we don't want this to be a book that you say, oh, that was a nice book and I put it there. No, this is to equip you for the work of the ministry that you're doing in the short time you have with your kids, if you're blessed to have children.
Absolutely, and our goal is to empower the parent, right?
Right.
And that, you know, in these days, and you know, it's interesting. There's a large movement towards mindset training, right? Being able to establish what your dream is, what your goals are, and then take those concrete steps, right?
Right.
And you know, it's interesting that we oftentimes apply that to other parts of our life, right? Like, you know, it could
Dieting.
be weight loss, it could be
Right.
exercise and fitness, it could be finance, it could be your career development. But it's interesting that a lot of the time our spiritual life, we don't set goals, we don't set practical
Right.
steps. So I think Debbie, she'll joke with me that I'm kind of the one that's like ruthlessly efficient. You know, I don't like a lot of waste, and I try to
It's wonderful.
try to have structure and everything.
Yeah.
And so maybe I had a little bit more influence on the design
Yeah.
with the layout, but we wanted parents to both maybe be able to take a load off with recognizing they are tired, but also to have those clear goals that they can have too.
You don't have to be stuck. You can be tired, but you don't have to be stuck.
Right.
And there's too much at stake with our children's souls that
Yeah.
you can be tired, but that doesn't mean that you can make an excuse for not praying the rosary every day as a family, for not at least making an effort to have that family time together. And we go a step above that with suggesting going to daily mass at least once a week if you're able, adoration, surrounding yourself with the holy reminders in your home and being really deliberate about what you are putting into your domestic church, because there's so much at stake. And what we realized during the pandemic was that it kind of broke us as Catholics a little bit. And I'm sure it broke a lot of families too, because we had 2 kids at the time.
Yeah.
We had just found out that we were pregnant with our 3rd. Dave got furloughed. All of a sudden, churches were closed down, and we realized that we were not able to take our children to Mass. A few months later, when parishes opened back up again, it was really difficult for us to take our kids to Mass because they were having trouble sitting still. They had unlearned everything that they had learned about how to be quiet at Mass. And it got to the point with us where we even, Debbie working at EWTN and Debbie knowing how important it is to bring your kids to church, we were saying maybe we should just go separately because it's too hard for our kids to be there right now.
Yeah.
But then Dave had this brilliant idea that we should start taking our kids to daily Mass. And I was like, you have got to be crazy because we can barely get through Sunday without like a fight breaking out
Yeah.
between us and like the kids crying and it's a mess. But he was onto something, that this is the most important thing. God is the most important. Our faith is the most important. Jesus Christ in the Eucharist is the most important. And if we want to be able to make it as parents, and if we want to be able to get our kids to heaven, which is the end goal, we've got to start taking this seriously. So it broke us in a really good way, actually, because
Yeah.
it forced us to recognize what is the most important thing and why are we even doing this parenting thing at all.
Great points. And we need God's grace to touch, couples that they would come to this. You mentioned, kind of an order to things and discipline. And I've often said, just looking at parents and what they're doing with their children, and like a lot of our own grandkids, are very athletic. And one of them is just, a youngster, but he had to lose like 20 or 30 pounds in order to play what he wanted to play. I mean, he disciplined himself, he dieted at an early age. And this is all, interesting. And they're also dedicated Catholics, or one son who's a Baptist deacon, so that's where he is, Christian. But I said to myself, we discipline ourselves in the things that we love. And people love sports, or they love the arts, or they love dance, or they love whatever. So it's not a question of, if they're not disciplined in the other areas, I'm not speaking about my family now, because they're disciplined in there as well. but it's like this is so hard, or they don't know what to do, or they don't. I said, but you do this all the time. You're one of the most disciplined people I've ever met in my life. You don't see how many hours you're giving. Parents giving so many hours to kids to be involved in this, that, and the other thing. And so, I don't know, you do what you love, and you discipline yourself for what you love, and you make that point in the book, because it's always about time. I don't have time, or this and that, and you say in the book something like, it's not a matter of time, it's a matter of love. Expound on that more fully. I think we're kind of touching on that. You do what you love. You give time to what you love.
Well, we were making all sorts of excuses for why we couldn't get our kids to daily mass. Because the mass times were not great, but we would deal with the kids being tired for other things that we wanted to go do, or saying it was too hard to get to confession on Saturdays because Dave works on Saturdays, but we would arrange our schedule for other things. Or maybe it involves calling a priest for confession. Well, we would call and make doctor's appointments and things like that. Or, if we needed to drive across town to get a grocery item that we needed, well, that's fine. Why aren't we driving across town to get to mass? Or even little things like we don't have time to pray the rosary, or the kids are just not in a great mood to pray the rosary. If we knew what we were making excuses about,
yes, excellent.
I think we would just die of sorrow. If we truly understood. And that's where we want to offer the encouragement to parents, because it is really easy to make the excuses, but once you start to recognize that God is the most important, even if you don't think that you're at the point yet where you can start getting your kids to daily mass or getting them to Eucharistic adoration, even if it's only for 10 minutes, if that's what you and your kids can start with, that's 10 minutes that they otherwise wouldn't have had in the presence of Jesus. So we're saying we recognize that it is really, really hard to raise your children on its own. It is difficult being a parent, but we don't want you to feel like you can't pursue holiness or that the two run in conflict with each other.
Yeah, that ordinary holiness, right? The everyday holiness that you're learning to. It's funny because we can joke about offer it up, and that's hard to do though, right? It's when rubber meets the road, putting it into practice, that's a difficult task. And I think we see, this book I would hope would be for parents that are, they're happy about being Catholic. Maybe they've perhaps never had a deep encounter, or they have in the past, but parenthood has just kind of stopped them in their tracks. Well, I'd love to go to mass more, or I'd love to pray the rosary more. I used to do that, but how could I ever do that now with all these kids that I've got? And I've got all these responsibilities, things to do, right?
And we're here to say that you can.
You can.
You absolutely
can.
With that schedule, with that discipline, and with the foundations of faith that we lay out in the book. And once you realize that it's all for love of God, and you're saying, God, I know that I'm not here yet, but grant in me the desire to be holy. Grant in me the desire to love you more and to pass that on to my children. We give you the concrete steps to be able to do that. You follow these steps. I'm not saying that we're just going on a checklist, but you do these things, and God is going to respond with love and with generosity too.
God gives us, I love how we have certain promises associated with perhaps devotions, things like that, like the first Saturday devotion, first Friday devotion. If we know that one promise to, if a family is devoted to the Sacred Heart of Jesus, right, He promises to establish peace in their home.
Sign me up.
And I think oftentimes as parents, with just stresses, anxieties of the world, right, that it's the problem is that they don't feel like there's peace in the home. We've got too much going on. There's chaos, right? It just we're pulled every direction. And one of the things is that we wanted to give those concrete steps. Like the first task was Sacred Heart enthronement in your home, making Jesus the king of your home and of your family. And we know that if we take that step, it's a simple step, but it's also a lifelong step, right? That we know that He's going to establish peace in our home. We're going to be able to start then tinkering away at those other things, right? To have that peace in our home that our kids need to thrive and grow, right?
He promises His peace.
Yes. Well, we've done the enthronement and the promises that are there, as you said, for your family, for others, generations. And people often say when they come into our house, they sense such peace. We don't really look to ourselves, but saying, oh, that it's Jesus and Mary, Our Lady, being enthroned in this place. We're going to hold you over for the final segment. This is just wonderful. So there's plenty more to come. We'll be right back. We're speaking about the prayer book for tired parents by David and Debbie Cowden. Go to EWTNRC.com. make a great Advent Christmas gift. We'll be right back. Welcome back, speaking with David and Debbie Cowden about their book, The Prayer Book for Tired Parents, Practical Ways to Grow in Love of God and Get Your Family to Heaven. We were speaking at the first part of the show and in between here, just about peace in the home, peace that could come upon the children and upon your marriage. Speak more about that to us.
Well, peace doesn't mean, for a family with children, it doesn't mean silence. It doesn't mean that your children are not allowed to play or be children or be rambunctious at times. But St. Augustine calls peace the tranquility of order. And so that means that when your home is properly ordered, not necessarily clean, everything just so, but when it's ordered toward God, that there's an opportunity for us to focus on heaven and that we can experience God's peace because that's what we're seeking, can take the steps to experience
That's
that
not difficult, right? God's first.
God's first, yeah.
Right?
It's not
I mean,
difficult.
it's not like, what's the order? All of this, no, God's first, you know.
And it's interesting, in our day and age, we have so much technology at our fingertips, right? Kids grow up with, there's so much noise. Probably more noise in our society than any other society in history, right? You've got a mobile computer at your fingertips. So we're trying to teach our children, in order to get to heaven, they have to know and love God, right? They have to learn to pray. They have to learn to have union with God, right? And so it can be challenging in our day and age, right? To have that peace, that quiet. So our kids, they need to see us learning how to teach them how to pray so that they can pray, they can listen to that still small voice of God, you know? We want our kids to be able to embrace any vocation that God calls them to, right? And to not be swayed by the noise of the world. But how could we expect that they could ever embrace God's vocation if they can't learn to quiet themselves at the appropriate time to listen to God, right? And have that peace.
Our faith it's about hearing, and so you can hear the prayers, you hear the prayers of the saints, but it's about seeing. And you're saying they'll catch it by seeing it in the parents. The successes, the failures, the joys, the sorrows, but that, my dad, God was first. And I'll never forget him getting on his knees and praying with my mama and doing something, like that stays with them, even if they don't remember every prayer. And they say, I want to be like that. My father would pray on his own, didn't teach me much about prayer, but I have images of him, especially before Mass, looking up at the crucifix of Christ and holding rosary beads in his hands. And he was just aglow. He was like in ecstasy. But he didn't talk about his faith. He could have taught me more. But that stays with you, right? Yeah. And so they're going to have those images.
That's our prayer. And that's why we're setting parents up for success first. We want them to know that they can achieve peace in their home. They can accomplish their mission of getting to heaven and getting their families to heaven. And we're here to offer the encouragement that it can be done, and it's their call.
Well, you've mined so many gems. I mean, so you needed this for yourselves, right? I don't think you had a book like this when you first began. Yeah. And then you've done the service of all these prayers and the prayers of the saints and the prayers of the church and other things that you have in introducing people to the saints. And so it's all there for you. You just have to, we've done this work. If you want to add something to it, let us know. We'll have another edition or something.
Sure. So just go to EWTNRC.com and get your copies.
That's right.
Plural.
There you go.
For your friends and your family as well. That's our prayer.
Well, thank you. And we look forward to expounding more fully upon the book, upon the importance of prayer, and couples reorienting their lives around prayer, around intimacy with the Lord. And the payoff for that is like unbelievable. I mean, if somebody says, you do this, you get $1 million every time you do it, you're going to get Almighty God every time you're doing this. Like, this isn't about difficulty. This is about love, and that you get infinitely more than you can ask or imagine.
Amen.
So thank you for joining us today. The book is The Prayer Book for Tired Parents. Go to EWTNRC.com. God bless you. God bless all of your loved ones. Keep it on EWTN. You're an important part of this family. You're never alone. You're always at home with Jim and Joy. Bye now.